is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Moving to Vegas, there's no better time than now. Where can you find a 3-bedroom home with a balcony and patio, with upgraded flooring, all appliances included, newly painted, move-in ready, with a community park and pool for under $400,000? Not to mention that it is so convenient to shopping, schools, entertainment. And of course, what is Vegas without the Strip? So what are you waiting for? Call Benjamina today at 702-281-9063. Mia is also on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. You can also visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com and view available homes anytime. Remember, the house wins when you bet on Benjamina Mia Casino. On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hey everyone, hello people of the earth, earthlings and aliens, hello. Good afternoon from Las Vegas. My name is Dorothy Tome, and you can call me Miss Dot. According to my little mug here, it's Miss Dot. On the dot with my partner in fun, Miss Mia. Hi, Mia.
Hi, I'm Mia, according to my business card here.
Oh, you are defined by your business card. How are you, Mia? How are you, Mia?
Good. I'm good. I'm a proud Filipina too.
Let me see what is your shirt? Oh, love being a Filipino. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I was going to wear Pinay Power.
Oh,
yes.
From Ethel.
Yes, from Ethel.
Yeah.
But I wore this shirt.
What does your
It said,
shirt say?
I have the power to create the life I desire.
There you go.
Ayan. Okay, very good, very good.
Mga power shirts tayo
yes,
today.
power shirts. And this show is in partnership with the University of the Philippines Alumni Association of Nevada, of which Mia is the president. And we have important announcements for today.
Yes.
Would you like to do that now or later?
After the break.
After the break.
Yes, yes. That's why I wore this shirt too, because I'm a very, very proud Filipina, because of our guest and because of our project.
Our project.
Which we will be
Yes.
talking about later after the break.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And since we are on writer's block, so it's natural that we have a writer with us.
Yes, and a very proud Filipina too, because she has a voice for our immigrants.
Sige, let's introduce her, Mia.
Yes, our guest is the Executive Director of CIPC, which stands for California Immigrant Policy Center, where she provides the vision for the mission of California's premier immigrant rights organization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's very active with the immigrants. And she's a member of the California Community Foundation's Immigration Advisory Council and the Southern California Policy Forum, board director of the Filipino Workers Center and Health Access in California, the state commissioner with the Milton Marks Little Hoover Commissions for State Government Organization and the Economy, and she has 2 decades of experience in nonprofit management and human rights advocacy, international refugee migration, human rights and civil rights issues in Southeast Asia before moving to the U.S. She worked in senior positions in various organizations. Listen to this, Dot. Ang haba. Ang dami niyang credentials talaga. UN High Commissioner for Refugees.
Bongga.
Open Society Institute in Burma, Education Project in Thailand, Jesuit Refugee Services, and in June 2003, she co-authored a book, Anywhere But War. I think we have a copy that Kuya Yo will be showing later on. And a policy director in ACLU San Diego Regional Affiliate, Policy Advocacy Director in CHIRLA in LA from 2007 and 2010. Miss Cynthia Buiza.
Is that the way we pronounce
Is
your
that,
name proper?
is that correct? Buiza.
Welcome, Miss Cynthia. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay, can you hear us well?
Again,
Yes, okay. So, that's a long list of accomplishments. What's
it
the...
just shows you how old I am.
Does it? Let me see.
No.
Okay, Miss Cynthia, this might be an inappropriate question, but I will ask it anyway. Which of those things that you accomplished are you most proud of?
Yes, it's not inappropriate. It's just a tough question to answer because in every job I do, I try to, give the best that I got. But I'd say I've been very proud of the job I did in Thailand, working with refugees. I did that for 5 years, both migrants and refugees there. Marami akong nakilalang mga Pilipino doon because of that. As you know, a lot of Filipinos get trafficked to other countries who are looking for work. So I actually met a lot of folks who really are just looking to have a better life somewhere else and end up in detention and deportation proceedings. So it was a very memorable experience living in Thailand and seeing how so much of what moves people to leave their countries has not changed very much. It's poverty, it's pursuing their dreams, it's discontent with the countries where they are, and that's what really made me work on migration for a long time.
There seems to be, not seems to be, I'm sure there are so many layers to what you're doing. The refugee, the immigration concerns, human rights, you said trafficking. And what's your focus right now?
Right now, so the California Immigrant Policy Center, we are a statewide advocacy organization, and our focus is making sure that immigrants, especially those without status, so-called undocumented immigrants, have some form of protection in our state, in California, and the country. For our communities, para sa Filipino community, they would be called the tago ng tago, right?
Oh, yes.
Just to put a context to it. So we help these populations have the opportunity to access their rights, but also programs and services that's otherwise not available to them or they may not be eligible for. I'll give you an example.
Yes,
Recently,
please.
my organization just passed a bill or a law that will provide comprehensive Medicare documented immigrants. So, kung nasa California ka, eligible ka based on your income, sa edad na butang bata ka hanggang senior citizen ka, pwede kang maka-access ng Medicare dito. It's called medical. So that's an example of what we do. We expand the rights of people who have very little rights in this country,
Yeah.
but who has served and sacrificed and worked in California like any other California resident.
should they be afraid of coming forward because they're TNTs, right?
Hindi.
How do
So,
they rise above their fears?
oo. So that's very important kasi nga pag wala kang immigration status, takot kang malipot, di ba? And I'm now addressing you
The
and
fear.
who may be interested. May mga paraan kung paano hindi kailangang that status will not matter.
Mm-hmm.
So, definitely, there's agencies in California, Department of Healthcare Services, for example, where they can inquire. Merong immigrant health service agencies na pwede silang pumunta. Halimbawa, and I'm gonna put it in the chat, is the Asian Health Services, for example, nasa base sa San Francisco. Isa sa mga example ng mga companies or service agencies that can help give them information.
Okay.
Isa pang example is the Filipino Worker Center of Southern California.
That they can approach.
Yes, they can come, get information na hindi takot because ito is protektado dito ang information tungkol sa status.
Okay. Yeah.
Is this only in California or would this be available in other states too?
You have work to do to make it available in your state.
You have work to do.
Funding siguro
Depende.
yan ng state, ano? Yeah.
Depende kung ang yung governor or if you have advocates there
Uh-huh.
who are willing to advocate for this, it could happen there. And we actually have partners in Nevada
Uh-huh.
who are interested in doing this. And it's possible. If it's possible in California, it's possible in other places.
That
Oh
would be
yes,
nice.
yes, absolutely. So TNT could also stand for takot na takot.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yan. Can also
yeah.
Takot na tago ng tago.
Oo nga,
Yeah.
oo. Tago ng tago kasi takot na takot.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, okay. So, Miss Cynthia, looking at the title we have for our theme, for our topic, this episode, it says people power. What comes to mind for you when you see that phrase people power in relation to what you're doing?
Well, I have to talk about it first as a woman, as a person, as a female who has my own ability to exercise my rights. For me, we have to start when talking about people power. It's about the ability to exercise your rights, the ability to make a choice. So, starting with me, we can expand that idea to groups of people, right? So that means that if people are not afraid to exercise their rights and make a choice based on understanding of those rights, then that's where you can cultivate people power. And to me, the way you exercise people power is towards a positive vision, a positive agenda. There are many ways to exercise people power, but in my personal opinion, if it's not towards the common good, then what does it serve? Right? And we have many examples of that here in the US and in the Philippines in terms of how people make a choice for the betterment of everybody.
Tama. Yeah. Yeah, people power. Otherwise, it would just be people control. The big difference between power and control. Power is more compassionate. For me, that's my take on that. Compassion and service for the greater good of the greater community, whereas control is self-service. That's my take on that. Mia, what about you? You created the title.
Yes. Well, for me, people power is how I saw it in the 80s. It's how people used their power to for the good of the country. And
Yes.
that's how I viewed our guest.
Yes.
She used her power for the good of the migrants.
Aha. Ang galing.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Oo. Kasi, you know, it's quite, it has double meaning, right? The people
Yes.
power makes me think of the revolution that happened way back.
Yes.
And it's this month, isn't? No, no, it's February.
February,
February, yes. So, back to you, Cynthia, your power as a woman, and you co-authored one book. It's called Anything But War.
Correct.
And who's the other author?
So I co-authored it with Gary Risser. He was an official of UNICEF at the time. So called Anywhere But War. This was years ago when I was living in Thailand, and we had some work in Indonesia, and it was about civil war in one of the provinces in Aceh. So it's an old book. I'm surprised you were able to look it up, but that the one that I am working on right now is a different book. It's more a literary book compared
Yes.
to the one that you were asking me about.
Yes. I searched for it, and that's the one that I found. It doesn't seem to have words written on the cover. This, I think Kuya Yo is going to flash the book online. And those who are on the podcast, of course, you can't see it. But can you describe the book to us, Miss Cynthia? Is it,
Yeah, so
that's the
I will-
color? Maroon?
I can also send you. There's actually a proper copy of it, like a printed copy, but it's since it's been a long time. They'll probably find it at the Oxford Library in England.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the book is about when governments and their people cannot agree on what is good for everybody. It tackles who suffers because of that. So during that period when I was living in Southeast Asia, and we had my organization had an office in Indonesia, and I was based there for 8 months. And we did the research for the book. Really, the idea was at the time the Indonesian military, like what happened to us in the Philippines during martial law, they were killing a lot of civilians who were fighting their policies because the local population wanted to separate from the country,
Yeah.
wanted their own independent state. And the reason why they wanted to separate was because they were very unhappy with how the government was treating the region. Very similar to what happened to us in the South, right? With the Muslim separatist movement.
Right.
Yun ang similarities with the book. And what we decided to write in the book is in situations like this where politicians cannot agree on what is right for the common good, sino ang talo, di ba? Who suffers?
Yeah.
And who suffers are the regular civilians, the ordinary population who were not given a choice kung ano dapat ang direksyon ng buhay nila. So, the reason why we called it Anywhere But War was because that's what the population were saying, like, we're willing to take anything except mabuhay sa giyera na
Yeah.
ganito.
Your book it sounds very relevant up to now.
Yeah, up to now, I was gonna say.
No?
Yeah.
Especially with what's going on in Europe.
Anywhere.
Anywhere,
Yeah.
yes. So, well, I hope it's available, simply because you're a Filipina and we're proud of you. If only for that reason. But of course, you have deeper reasons for publishing that book, and we appreciate your points of view here. And you said your other book is more on the literary, and you haven't published yet.
Coming out next
Next
month.
next
nasa
month.
printing na siya ngayon. So it is a different book, and it's the book Anywhere But War was published in Southeast Asia. This one is being published here in the US.
Okay.
It's an independent publishing company called Paloma Press. And I encourage you to look them up. They publish a lot of Fil-Am writers.
Oh, nice.
May pag-asa.
Paloma.
Dove.
And I think I texted you, Mia, the cover of the book.
Oh, let me check.
Yeah.
The cover of the book.
Called,
Oh, there. Let me
The
send.
future is a country I do not live in. And if I can say a little bit about it.
Oh, please
Yes,
do.
yes.
Please say a lot about it.
It's like, people like me were considered social change workers. Ang trabaho namin, ang buhay namin is to create positive change for our communities. But this job is not easy. Making sure that the lives of other people are taken care of. It has an impact on the person doing that job, and I've been doing this for a long time. And the job of taking care of others requires that you also know how to take care of yourself. And to me, the way I take care of myself is I read. And in the process of reading, I myself felt like I could write, right? And I was very young when I began to love poetry. In high school, actually, I started writing poems because that's how that's just how I grew up. I was a reader when I was very young, and I grew up under martial law. So during that time, my curfew.
Oh, yes.
You remember if you were born in the
Yes.
Philippines, grew up during that time. I was born in 1970, so conscious na ako kung ano yung nangyayari sa
Oh, yes.
So there would be curfew at 8 o'clock in our village, sa barrio namin. So we can't go out anymore. And I just decided I was going to read, and that's how I began the ambition of becoming a writer. And imagine that's the length of time, right? More than 30 years
30
since I
years.
started writing. I'm able to finally write this book, which is about my life personally. Kung yung isang libro ay tungkol sa lipunan, yung libro ay tungkol sa lipunan in relation to me.
Okay, let's take a pause and look at that. I will describe it to you. The future is a country I do not live in. And that looks like a greenish teal with a yellow. What is the illustration, Cynthia?
Yeah, I mean, the green is just because it's my birthstone. I'm a Taurus, so
Okay.
emerald. Emerald. Yeah, emerald is my birthstone.
Okay.
But the picture in the middle is actually my painting.
Oh.
You also paint.
I
Oh,
was
this is
paint.
getting very, very interesting. So we will take a break. We'll talk about this book and your poetry and your literature after the short break, Cynthia. And for those of us not in the studio, please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Moving to Vegas, there's no better time than now. Where can you find a 3-bedroom home with a balcony and patio? With upgraded flooring, all appliances included, newly painted, move-in ready. With a community park and pool for under $400,000. Not to mention that it is so convenient to shopping, schools, entertainment. And of course, what is Vegas without the Strip? So what are you waiting for? Call Benjamina today at 702-281-9063. Mia is also on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. You can also visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com and view available homes anytime. Remember, the house wins when you bet on Benjamina Mia Casino.
Hey, we're back on the Mia. Let's go back to on the Mia. Not on the dot.
OTM na siya, OTM.
Yes, OTM.
Hindi, dapat OPM.
Bakit?
Original Filipino Music. Ayun, ipa-play ni Kuya Yo.
Original Filipino
I-play
Mia.
mo ba, Kuya Yo? Yung ano?
Original Filipino Mia. Oh, Mia, come on, give us your announcements.
Yes, Kuya Yo, lagay mo naman yung ating ad.
Ayan, he's preparing it. Go ahead, Mia,
Yes.
describe.
The University of the Philippines. Kuya Yo, lagay mo naman yung ad natin.
Oh, he's adjusting. Ayan.
Yes.
Okay.
So, we're back. And the University of the Philippines Alumni Association would like to invite everyone there.
What is that?
Nandiyan na ba? Okay, naka-play.
Kay ganda ng ating musika. Ooh.
Yes. Is it on, Kuya Yo?
Yes, it is on.
Yes.
I'm listening. to
Okay,
it.
so
Yeah.
the university. Play mo na muna si ano,
Background music. Kuya Yo.
background music.
Yeah, I can hear it. It's going on.
So, the University of the Philippines Alumni Association of Nevada would like to invite everyone on November 12 is the final competition of our songwriting competition. The songwriters have been chosen and we will present them on November 12, Saturday at the Golden Spoons at 6 p.m. For $30, you get a full course meal, live entertainment, and dancing. So,
And dancing.
saan pa kayo? Hawaiian, Filipino fusion, full course meal, and you get the chance to hear original Filipino compositions.
Alrighty.
So, come on
Grabe.
over. $30 lang. Saan pa kayo,
yeah.
man?
Yes, you know.
Sarap-sarap ng food.
Oo.
And original Filipino compositions.
Very good. We want to thank all the contestants who sent their entries.
Galing.
So finally, did anyone send a cassette tape?
No.
80s pa yun eh, cassette. Oo.
Wala. Merong
Okay.
ano yung track 8 track.
Wow, bongga. So congratulations. You are
Congratulations.
already sure winners.
And they're
Right.
all very good.
They're all very-
Ay, grabe.
I personally did not listen to any of the entries because I want to hear firsthand. Okay, so
you won't be disappointed. And
Very
you're
good.
I'm so proud. That's why I'm wearing
Yes.
this shirt.
Hey, Cynthia, if you happen to be here on the 12th of November, come over and watch the competition or
Songwriting
Yes.
competition.
yes. So, yes, watch the performance. I mean, not the songwriting. I mean, it's way past that. So, thank you, Mia. Anything else?
Oh, and
that
by the
you-
way, the composers will be our guests for the month of September.
Alrighty. Oh yes, I forgot about that. Aba, nakaschedule na sila.
Yes.
Did they all say yes?
Yes.
Okay, looking forward to having them here on air. Yay.
Right, so back to Cynthia.
Back to Cynthia. So maybe Cynthia, you would like to have your poetry with lyrics, I mean with music, set to music. Have you ever thought of that? Maybe you can join the competition next year.
Maybe
What
you
do you
can
think?
share one of your poems
Yes.
with us.
Hey, yes. Let me find something that
Yeah.
too long.
Too long.
Not too long.
Not too long. Kahit ano lang, kahit excerpt.
Excerpts.
Kahit excerpt lang. Sandali.
Ah.
I will.
While you're
Okay.
looking for that, I'm very interested with the synopsis that you sent Mia. This debut collection explores themes of loss and longing, resilience and redemption. Oh, may alliteration, ha?
Yeah.
Loss and longing, resilience and redemption.
Is
Oh,
this
very
about
poetic.
your mom?
Come again?
Is this about your mother?
So it's really a combination of things because I lost my mom 22 years ago, but it was a very sudden death, and I was out of the country. So, like many immigrants, like marami tayong may magandang karanasan na
True.
nasa labas ng Pilipinas, tapos namamatay ang kamag-anak, hindi makauwi. It
True.
happened
That's
to
me.
That's what happened to you, Mia. Yeah.
Yeah, it happened to me for both of my parents.
Oh, okay.
My dad died with a hemorrhagic stroke 5 years after my mom passed away. And nandito na ako sa US noon. And I had just surrendered my passport for processing para magkaroon ng green card. So hindi ako nakauwi. Hindi ko actually siya nailibing.
I see.
So yun yung mga themes ng libro is loss, grief, kung namimiss mo yung homeland, kasi wala akong mga kapatid dito. My sisters are in the Philippines. Nag-iisa ako dito, of course, may mga kaibigan, may mga kababata, pero iba pa rin yung nandito yung family mo. Kaya lang, you all know that it is so hard for us to petition our family members.
Yes, among other things. Yes, yes, go. You also mentioned childhood trauma, your mother's sudden death, a lover's disappearance. Oh, that's curious. What is that all about? Ano yan?
You know, it's like people you meet who disappear from your life.
Ano ba yan? Ghosting?
They become real ghosts almost, right?
Ah, okay, okay.
But I found the poem.
Sige, sige, go.
Siguro this is the best because this is about my mom. But I wrote this. It's gonna be in the collection. And I wrote this. You know, the grieving process was very long because I was very close to her. It took me 10 years.
10
bago, before I forgave myself that I wasn't there when she died. But yeah, I think this poem has some distance already, and it's called "The Blue of Distance." And I wrote this nung nakabakasyon ako sa Santa Barbara noon, and I was looking at this deep blue sea, and then I started dreaming of the coastline where we lived, where we grew up. So then I decided to write a poem for my mother. And
Sige.
here goes. The Blue of Distance. If you were alive today, Felisa, I would tell you how much I miss the rain in Rawis. Its ferocity is the beat of 1,000 fingers drumming on the skull of our house. Then the sudden cleansing silence. You would say, I hate the rain because I never could dry the laundry. I would laugh at my ignorance. I never understood why you saved old things, torn clothes, the hint of infinite losses, your daughter's milk teeth stored in matchboxes. Habit, not memory, is the problem. We agreed. And in this blue afternoon, 8,000 miles away from your grave, I remember. I scatter your ashes once more in this endless horizon farther than the eye can see. And I assent. I assent to the day.
Wow. Woo. That deserves a moment of silence.
Thank you.
Oh,
It wasn't meant to be a sad poem. It's meant to be
no.
an acceptance poem.
Yeah. Yes, yes. Because what the line that struck me is the
Yeah.
milk teeth. I don't know how many stored in matchbox, and the things that mothers collect. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Diba?
I'm sure many of
Yes.
us experience that. Yung tinatago ng magulang natin yung mga natanggal ng ngipin ng nagbabago yung teething process.
Yes.
I actually just saw Alonso's tooth
Oh yeah, you did. Uh-huh.
stored in one of my yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where my kids' teeth are. I don't know. I have 4 kids. They should. Someday, if cloning is available for us, ordinary mortals, we can clone using, I don't know. At saka yung yung mga hair clippings.
Yeah, my
Some
dad.
people do
my
that.
dad did that.
Hair clippings,
My dad did that.
nail clippings.
Hindi naman nails.
Yung first nail clippings nila, no, I don't do that. I did not do that. So, but your poem is it speaks indeed of moving forward, moving on as you scatter the ashes, and wow, that's loss that you were able to deal with from afar. Grabe, no? Ano pa? Ano pang meron? Oh, wait, before you go into that, Mia was talking about the cover of your book. She said, parang ano, Mia, parang,
When I first looked at the book, I thought it was the sky.
the cover.
The
Yeah.
cover, yeah.
Is it the cover? Is it really about the sky, Miss Cynthia?
It is a sky. Yeah.
Oh, tama.
Um, mm,
And you paint.
I painted this. It's already been bartered with a friend of mine, but yeah, I painted this. When did I paint?
Is it watercolor?
In June.
Yes.
Oil.
And then when I looked down, I saw the green, so it showed me a landscape.
Okay. Ayan. So do you paint a lot?
I started painting last year only dahil hindi makalabas ng bahay dahil sa pandemic.
Oh, tama. Tama.
And we haven't reopened our office, and I needed to do something to keep me sane.
Mhm.
So, di ko na-realize marunong pala ako mag-paint until nagsimula ako mag-paint.
She makes her time very productive. I noticed.
So how
And
many?
so one day I'm gonna sell them. So for very cheap. I'll show you an example.
Okay, go ahead. Ayan,
Yeah.
she's speaking.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
Very
vivid.
Really.
Describe naman, Mia. Ano yan? Ooh, wow. Parang,
Is it sampaguita?
parang kalachuchi. Hindi ba? Ay, hindi. Ano yan? What kind of a flower is that, Cynthia? It's white with a yellow,
Parang open sampaguita. Parang bumukas na
parang
sampaguita.
rosas de baybayon. Tama ba?
Ano yung baybayon?
Shoreline.
Oh.
Rosas de Baybayon. You can find these kinds of flowers in front of some hotels here. Yeah. So, nasa na si Miss Cynthia? I couldn't find her. Is she still on air? Did we lose her? She's still there. Okay. At saka yung the other one is the red one.
Parang yung flower of Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're waiting for her to come back. Apparently, she did say that her internet was
Yeah, she
choppy.
said she lost us.
Okay, she did say that the internet was choppy, and so let me read again. Mia, can you read that one? Her
synopsis?
yes, the synopsis,
Ayan, let me,
because it's very interesting.
let me find it. Here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there.
I ended with the resilience and redemption. Ano pa yung the next one?
Kaya nawala rin siya.
Okay. It tracks the author's journey, something like that. Through the.
There you go.
Okay.
Reading the synopsis of Cynthia's book, this debut collection explores themes of loss, longing, resilience, and redemption. It tracks the author's journey through the currents and aftermaths of grief. In this case, a mother's sudden death, a lover's disappearance, childhood trauma, the distance and desire born of migration and exile, and invites the reader to dive the wreck with her, then come up for air and just dive and not just any dive.
Mm-hmm.
It is a radical request to examine what happens when you lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
What does a profound only way out is through look like the poet dares us. Loss and sorrow may pick our bones clean, but what is left can be manna for hope and
redemption. Bongga.
She's so deep, no?
Oo,
Yung
yes.
ano niya,
Wala pa tayong
Very,
camera
very
for
deep.
Mia, no? Wala tayong camera for Mia. Oh, there she is now.
yeah.
Yeah, so Mia just read your synopsis, Cynthia, while you were trying to reconnect with us. She said, deep, napaka-deep.
Deep ng kanyang
Oo.
thoughts.
In English
and
ba?
ano,
Yeah. In English ba ang ano mo? The entire collection? It's in English, right?
Oh,
But
no
right now
audio.
wala kang audio. So, alin dyan ang nag-strike sa'yo, Mia, as medyo deep?
wala, yung the way she thinks, it's very, very profound. It's very, she can express herself in manners that are so heartfelt. Yeah.
Yeah. I think her book is the one episode we have. This book is the only one we have about poetry. No, the previous books that we talked about, mga healing for the heart in prose, hindi siya, or essays and all that. Pero ito for with poetry. Come up for air. Isa pa. The only way out is through. That speaks of bravery and courage. You just go through it so you can get out of it. Yeah. Do we have audio now?
For Cynthia.
Welcome back, Cynthia. Can you sing for us? For audio?
Can you hear me?
Para test mic.
Can you?
Bigyan natin siya ng slack time para she can explore her other talents.
You can hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what happened because my internet was fine, so something must have been a glitch.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, perfectly. So we're
Okay.
giving you time to sing.
We gave you
wow.
slack time. Maybe
That's
you
for
can.
another.
Yeah.
That's for another conversation.
Why another conversation? Your time is now,
No, I'm good. I just really appreciate the opportunity to talk about the book. Happy to share the launch with you. If you have audiences interested in poetry and how immigrants like us cope in places where we live with loneliness sometimes and isolation, missing family, missing homeland. I hope the book provides some kind of refuge and sympathy, about uh, being far away from family and friends and loved ones, but because we have to leave and pursue a different life from the
Right.
one we found in the Philippines.
Right. So you're using your experience as an immigrant to speak in behalf of fellow immigrants, and homesickness, when it hits very hard, diba? Do you still feel that, Mia? Being homesick?
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
yes.
Uh-huh.
I still do.
Yes.
And I
Along.
share the same way with Cynthia when I'm sad. That's the best way to express your sadness and talk to people you love, or express your problems, is look at the sea.
Looking at the sea. Walang sea dito.
Oh, go anywhere, but I
Yeah.
do that.
Yes.
I go to the beach, and sometimes I throw rocks. When I'm really mad, I throw rocks at the sea.
Ay, naku,
I
you have
throw
to
my
stay out.
problems.
You have to stay out of your way, Mia, no?
Sea naman.
Sea naman. Oh,
I throw out rocks.
Oh.
This is my problem.
hindi sa tao.
Hindi. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I look at the sea.
True, true. You know, the card I pulled this morning is about nature. Nature. Because nature can be very healing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's calming too.
Yes, it is. I did have a poem, my one and only, and I don't even know if it's a poem. It's supposed to be a haiku, but I don't think it's a haiku. When I was in taking up literature in UP, and they told me they challenged us to write a poem, but that's not my field. I'm into essays. So, but anyway, at least have a couple of lines para ma-include sa collection ng mga, among the friends. Here goes. Are you ready for your applause, Kuya Yo? Please cue applause. Okay? I'm going to recite it. It's very long. Here it goes. Under a moonlit night, a cat died unmourned. Yun lang. Very lonely. Si Mia, okay, that's so profound. Silence muna kami. Oh, critic mo ang aking poetry, Miss Cynthia.
It it sounds like a perfect haiku. So I never critique other people's poems because it's very personal.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just
Okay.
respect what people write rather
Yeah.
than critic, because I don't know any better. I just write poems.
Okay.
Have you ever written a poem in Tagalog?
I have in the past. Meron akong more in our
Bicol?
dialect.
Oh, can you
in
share
Bicol.
one? In Bicol?
In Bicol, let me see.
My mom's Bicolana.
Aha. By the way, Cynthia is a
Oh.
friend of, apparently she's a family friend of the Saisons of
Yeah,
Kuya Yo
because
and
Flora
Flora.
and I went to high school together.
Hello, Miss Flora. I'm sure you're listening. Oh, sige, sige. Poetry in the native tongue.
Yeah, let me check if I have it.
Aha.
In Bicol.
Yeah. And then also Mia.
Nako,
We'll do the same.
poetry.
The same
Kalokohan
thing.
lang yun sa akin, wag na.
Oh. Sa'yo, kanta eh. So, before she goes, we'll also do your quote again. And then we will
yes.
comment on that.
Yeah.
Meron na ba, Miss Cynthia?
Yes,
poetry.
it is. As long as your Bicolano audience, then
Sige
this will be
lang.
my
Yeah.
parting poem.
Yes.
Yeah, sige. Sige.
I can roughly translate it in English for folks who don't get it. So it's called Bangina naman.
Okay, go.
And
Gabi.
it translates as it is evening again, or gabi na naman.
Yeah, see,
in
alam ko.
Tagalog.
Good job,
Gabi.
Mia.
Bang
Banggi na naman, después pa no ipadagos ang buhay. Alas 6 na digdi sa California, pero dai nagbabagting ang mga simbahan. Sarado ang sa indang mga pinto. Mamundo ang sa indang mga bintana. Ang kampanilyang nadadangog ko, huring-huring sana kan sakuyang puso. Biyahera na hali pa sa sakuyang tikam. Nagsusupaw kipaglaom, nasarong aldaw, mahihiling ko giraray an sa imong lalawgon, maski dai mo na ako midbid.
Oh wow, is that a love story? Is it about love?
What is midpid?
It's about missing your home, your childhood home. So
There's something about the Angelus, something about
yeah, so
the
it
church.
roughly translates in English as it is evening again, therefore how to go on with life. It's already 6 o'clock here in California, but I hear no ringing of the bells. Their windows are closed, their doors are shut, and their days are lonely. The only belfry that I can hear is the belfry coming from my heart. Traveler that's coming from my body, overflowing with hope that one day I will see your face again, even if you no longer recognize me.
Abo, I will see your face even if you no longer recognize me. Oh, sige. Wow, thank you, Miss Cynthia,
Thank you.
for your literary sharing with us. It's so nice, no, to have. It's so refreshing for me to hear this again. Parang I remember my days as a literature student. Oh, sige. May test tayo. Essay. Si Mia. Comment. Oh, sige Mia, will give us a quote, Cynthia, and we'll give our insights about the quote. Go ahead, Miss Mia.
So the author for the quote is unknown. It says, "Little by little we let go of loss, but never of love."
Oh, ayan. Oh, sige. Take it away, Miss Cynthia.
That is great. That's beautiful.
Aha.
And did you want me to say a quote or?
There was something about that, what Mia said, if you resonate with it. Last time kasi we could not understand what her quote was. And it was only like a day later that I understood what it meant. So little by little, we let go of loss,
But not of love. Never of love.
but never of love. Have you let go of your losses, Miss Cynthia?
By acceptance.
Yes.
By realizing that we can't live in the past at the expense of our present and our future. I will say goodbye to your audience by sharing this. If anybody is holding on to those kinds of memories, this is a return quote for you, Mia.
Yes.
It's a quote by somebody named David Gerald. It says, "I have memories, but only a fool stores his past in the future."
Grabe.
Wow. Very nice.
Grabe. All right. Loaded session with you, Miss Cynthia Buiza. Is that the
Yeah.
proper way to pronounce your name?
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's such an honor and privilege to be with my kababayans. I live far away from the Filipino community here, so any opportunity I can have to be in solidarity with fellow Filipinos is always welcome. So yeah, just thank you so much, Mia and Dot and Johan and
Thank you.
Paulette for being with you today.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you, Cynthia.
So inspiring.
Yes. And I like what she said, the launching of her book. Yay! Kunyari
Yes.
launching na ito. Yay! Mabuhay!
Thank
Ribbon
you.
cutting tayo.
Salamat.
Okay,
Salamat
sige.
po. Bye.
Thank you, Miss Cynthia. Bye, everyone. See you next week.
See you next week.
Moving to Vegas? There's no better time than now. Where can you find a 3-bedroom home with a balcony and patio, with upgraded flooring, all appliances included, newly painted, move-in ready, with a community park and pool for under $400,000? Not to mention that it is so convenient to shopping, schools, entertainment. And of course, what is Vegas without the Strip? So what are you waiting for? Call Benjamina today at 702-281-9063. Mia is also on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. You can also visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com and view available homes anytime. Remember, the house wins when you bet on Benjamina Mia Casino.